Hey everyone, it's me, Raven. I'm back. I've been away for about 5 months, and instead of giving you the same old repetitive nonsense about where I've been and how I'm gonna upload more videos, I decided that this time I'm not gonna make promises I cannot keep, and I'm just gonna say that I will post videos whenever I feel like it, and hopefully whoever's watching will keep watching and not just give up. And to all of the people that have watched previous videos and just have already left, I'm sorry, and I'll miss you, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just gonna go straight into what I'm gonna talk about. So today is the story time about crazy or bad roommates, and this is just one story that I have. I will upload the other stories later, not later today, but later in general. Okay, so here it goes. There is always going to be that one roommate that either drives you crazy or you just do not get along with them, or just both, and both is just, oh my gosh, no. And so my first bad roommate, for purpose of this video, we're gonna call this person number one. So I'm not gonna say their name for like privacy reasons. So I had this roommate. I had number one, my junior year of college. She was the oldest out of 5 other girls, including me. I think I was either the youngest or the second youngest. I can't remember. Anyways, when she moved in, her father did everything for her. And at first I was slightly jealous because I have no father figure in my life. And but then I realized that this girl was just literally a spoiled brat. And her parents would not let her have a job, drive or own her own car, date, etc. They even did her laundry for her. All of us roommates, we had to write an agreement for our RA about like bedtimes, guests, etc. It was number one's decision to create a rotating chore chart so that everyone would pitch in, and we would all essentially have every duty at some point. This seemed fair to all of us, so we went along with it. However, she never did her duties, and I would always end up picking up her slack because a dirty environment triggers my anxiety and depression. The reason I would usually end up doing this is just because I'm kind of a clean freak, and even growing up, my mom is a single parent, so I would always end up cleaning just because she's not there to do it. So I'm used to doing it, but also people shouldn't rely on me to do it. And I have my number 3 roommate is like roommate story is gonna harp on that one a little bit more. And in case you're wondering, the reason I'm looking down is because I have notes here. So I'm reading right off of the notes, so excuse me as I inverted my eye contact. So she would also eat, number one would also eat other people's food without asking. She would just make a mess and not clean it up. A few other things that threw me off about her, she was just completely like ignorant as far as other cultures, and she came off as closed-minded and judgmental a lot. She was also incredibly insensitive. Sorry. When I met her, I considered myself to be a Christian. I'll probably post a video about why I've steered away from that later on, not later today, but later in general. When I met her, she asked if I would allow her to pray over my room, and I agreed. But it quickly turned into a demon-ridding prayer, which to me seemed incredibly racist. Other racist qualities that she portrayed included offering me and the other African American roommate clothes and food as if we were some kind of charity cases. I did not really like that. The insensitivity factor cued in when one day I was very upset and I was crying to one of my other roommates over a recent breakup and just the situation I was having with my birth father. She came out of her room. It was probably 9, 10 at night. It wasn't even that late. And she came out of her room and she was like, "Can you please be quiet? I'm trying to sleep." Well, she didn't even say please. She was just like, "Can you be quiet? I'm trying to sleep." And I was like, "I'm sorry. Like, I told her what happened, like, some of what happened. And she didn't even care. And then she, like, turned around, slammed both doors because she had a door to her room and then a door between where I was, the living room, and I called it the sink room because it's just like a hallway full of sinks. And her room was like most of our rooms were in like connected to the sink room. Anyways, so she didn't even care. She didn't even ask me if I was okay. A similar situation happened with my other African American roommate when she hurt herself accidentally. She was play fighting with her boyfriend at the time, and I even thought that I might have to call the ambulance because she hurt herself that bad. I'm not going to say what happened, and I'm not going to say her name. Number one came out of her room, and she just looked at the girl that hurt herself, and she was like, "Oh, it's you." And then turned around and went in her room, and I'm like, why wouldn't you ask her if she's okay? Like, she really hurt herself. Like, do you really not care that much? Oh my gosh. Anyways. Oh, so this girl, literally, I did not get along with her. And so I'm going to go on with my story. Most of the girls that were roommates with me, we all had boyfriends or had been in relationships before. And she told us more than once about her beliefs about relationships and this, that, and the other. And she told us that about how she had held hands with a guy once, and she was all giddy over it. I don't think that she's ever been on a date before or had a boyfriend before, which is fine. That's fine. It's totally fine to have different beliefs than other people, to have different morals and standards than other people. It's totally fine for a girl or even anyone. It's fine for anyone to not want to have that kind of intimacy with someone. But she would constantly, like, she wouldn't blatantly do it, but it would just be inadvertently, like, her tone and her body language and just her facial expressions when she was talking about it would make me personally seem slutty, because I'm gonna be honest and say at the time I was very promiscuous, and I was experimenting with my sexual orientation and just my sexuality in general. And so I have a very masculine personality anyways, so most of my friends growing up always were guys. Like, most of my cousins are guys. Most of my friends growing up were guys. Like, I think mostly it was me trying to fill the void of my birth father, with just other guys in my life. Like, not in a negative way. The sexual part was where it went negative, but not so much anymore. I kind of grew out of that. But so at the time I would always have boys over, but I never had boys over at night. If I did have, not that it's any of anybody's business, but when I had sexual intimacies with guys, it would always be at their place, just because I lived with so many girls and I didn't want them judging me, because girls judge one another based on if they have a boy over at night. And to me, that's really, I don't like it. because slut shaming is bad and you should not do it. Like, you don't know what someone's going through. And I'll probably put a video about that too, but at a later date. I'm going to have to write all these ideas down because these are good ideas. Okay, so I keep getting sidetracked, and I'm sorry, but I do have this written down. So we're almost done with this story. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're done. Are we done? Yeah, but because she knew that I had boys over, and she also knew that I was experimenting with my sexual orientation, and I am a part of the LGBT community. I consider myself to be pansexual. I've only been sexually intimate with males, but I've been romantically intimate with females, but I find myself sexually attracted to I'm not gonna say anyone, but any gender. There you go. I do have a type. So no, I don't just think everyone's attractive. I do believe that everyone's beautiful in their own way. However, I'm not attracted to everyone, and no, I'm not attracted to pans. And I'm probably gonna put up a post about that too. I'm sorry, this video is forever, and I hope you're still with me. If you are, gold star for you. Okay, so like I said at the beginning of this video, this is only one story about a bad or crazy roommate that I have. I probably have one other short one and then another long one that I'll post at a later date. They might be today, they might be some other day in the future. I have no idea. It's just whenever I feel like it and whenever I have time to actually sit and write down. Because if I don't write it down, it ends up me ranting, which has been 5 minutes of this video is me ranting anyways, because I just wanted to go in depth of things I had already written down. So let's wrap up this video real quick. Like, subscribe, comment below if you have any similar experiences with roommates that you would like to discuss in the comments. And yeah, I might shout out one of your stories or comments in my next video. Okay, thanks, love you guys. Bye. And for the reference, I use guys as a general neutral term, so don't come at me. All right, bye guys.